Hey y'all. All right, so tonight we're doing breakfast for supper or breakfast for dinner, whichever you call it. And I'm trying to get all of the things done ahead of time that I can do. Real quick, I want to do this video and show you how I'm going to make the gravy. I don't have a special gravy recipe. It's just very basic, but I thought I would share it with you anyway. So I have my little skillet here, and what do I do with that? Oh yeah. And in this cup is, I fried my bacon and sausage both in this skillet separately. And then I just poured all the grease in this cup here. So this is a little mixture of both, but you can use one or the other, or you can just use butter. I'm going to pour in just a little bit. Let's see. It's about 1 tablespoon, maybe a tad bit more. That's probably about good enough because we're not going to do a big batch. So that's about one and a half tablespoons, give or take, y'all. Y'all know how I am with my measuring. And then I'm going to do just a little pat of butter. Now remember, you can do just one or the other or both if you want to. Put that in there. Let that melt down. I hope my little skillet here is going to be big enough. I could have got out a bigger one, but I just wanted to go with this one. All right, y'all, let me let this get going, and then we're going to get started with it. Okay, y'all, our skillet is starting to get hot. I have 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour here. Now, you can just use any kind of flour. This is just what I had, so that's what I'm using. I don't know if that matters. Y'all know I don't know that much about this kind of stuff to tell you for sure. So, this is what I'm using, all-purpose. We're just going to put that in. We may not use all this because I don't need a lot for this dish that I'm making. Y'all know it does not take much flour at all. If we get too much, then we're going to have to change skillets. All right, let's stop right there, and we're going to see how much this makes. That is probably, all right, so there's 4 tablespoons and 1/4 of a cup. So I probably used 3 tablespoons because there's about a tablespoon left, okay? So let's start 3 tablespoons. We're just going to cook that, get that flour taste out. Y'all, I love breakfast foods, but I'm not a big eater in the mornings, and I don't like making a mess early in the mornings. So my favorite time to have breakfast is any other time of the day except for the morning. And that's usually, unless it's a holiday like Christmas morning, I'll make a big breakfast, and occasionally on the weekends. And I did more whenever my boys were growing up, but we just have never been big breakfast people. We love the food, but just not early. I don't even begin to start wanting food until 1 o'clock in the day. Okay. Got that. Now we're going to start adding our milk. I have 2 cups here, so we will see how much we're going to use. Now you want to do it slowly. Whisk out all those lumps. A little bit at a time. I was going to go ahead and get all this done, including the gravy, but I thought, well, I may have some people ask me how I made it, so I'm just going to go ahead and shoot a quick video, just real quick, in case you're wondering. I know there's, younger cooks out there or inexperienced and learning. We're all learning every day. There's always something to be learned, right? Keep going with it. Let's see. We're down to almost a 1/2 cup. So about 1 1/2 cups so far, y'all. And that's looking pretty good. It's going to thicken up a little bit more. Now let's put some seasoning in it. You can't do gravy without salt and pepper, right? That's what makes it. Lots of pepper. Some salt. Okay. I may end up, I don't want this gravy to be really, really thin like I would if we were serving it, or I don't want it to be really, or too thin like I would if we were serving it over biscuits. I like it pretty thin if I'm having it over biscuits, but I want this to be a little bit thicker, and it's getting there. I think we'll be okay. And this is it, y'all. This is all there is to making gravy. And then right here, I have a little bit of crumbled up bacon and a little bit of sausage. We're gonna toss that in. A little bit of both. You can do just one or the other, or you can not put anything in it if you don't want to. That looks pretty good, if I have to say. You always want to do a little taste test to make sure you have enough salt, pepper, all that good stuff, but this is the basics of it, and that's really all you need to do to make a delicious gravy. You don't have to buy those packs. You can just make it up just like this with a little flour and milk and seasoning. All right, let me grab me a spoon, y'all. Let's give it a little taste test. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit now that it's cooking. That's great. Could use just a little bit more salt, but aside from that, it is good. So I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit more salt, y'all. And that's it. Our gravy is done. I'm gonna turn it off because I don't want it to really get any thicker. So for this batch, remember we did 3 tablespoons of flour, 1.5 cups of milk. And that's it. Salt, pepper, and we crumbled up a little bit of our meat in there, and that's optional. Now also too, if I was serving this over biscuits, I would probably crumble up more sausage and stuff like that in there, but I'm going to come back here in a minute and we're going to put this thing together, and I'm going to show you what we're making, and I'll just do a separate video for that.